Oh, I'm here to be a resource. I am here to be a resource. That's what we're doing. Do you have an issue with your period? Greetings, greetings, greetings. And don't mind the tea sound on the back because that's something that you probably should get used to. I just gotta make my tea. But hey, my name is Fifi, Ayan, Fimi, Ayan, Fi. You can call me any of those things. All right, I'm in a bit of a rush and I wanted to get this video out. I wanted to get this video recorded. I want it to be short and sweet. Do you have an issue with your period? As a girl, as a woman, as a young girl, as a mother teaching her daughter about her cycle, do you have an issue with your period, with your cycle? Is it too many days? Is it too heavy? Do tampons not work for you? Do the little menstrual cups not work for you? Are pads hit or miss? Are you having irritation? Are you like, there's just so much that goes on with being a woman and having your cycle. And that includes if you're on birth control or not. I'm going to tell you about some tips that are going to help you with managing your cycle so that it's the best experience for you. And no cycle is really fun per se because we're bleeding. We're bleeding out of our vaginal canals, okay? It's not exciting, but it can be to a certain extent, and there's levels to this, and you enjoying your cycle and having a really good there's levels to you enjoying your cycle and having a pleasurable experience with it, and just being able to cultivate a gratitude for bleeding and releasing and shedding your uterine lining every month. Like, it's just part of womanhood. And yes, there'll be times when, whether you're on birth control or not, whether you're having sex or not, whether you're in your teens or your 40s or your whatever age, that it may not come as often as it should. And everybody has their different takes on, well, you're not supposed to bleed for X amount of time and you're not even supposed to bleed at all. Look, majority of us, probably 80% of us, are actually bleeding every month, you know, or have a regular cycle once you start to have your cycle. So again, I want to give you some tools. I don't remember how many it is, but I want to bring you some of my main tips that helped me keep my cycle as easeful as possible, meaning less PMS or reduce PMS symptoms. The intensity of them will shrink as well. If you're going to have them, then at least the intensity of them will shrink. So number one, you have to get proper nutrition, and specifically 1 to 2 weeks prior to your cycle. That really 2 weeks prior to your cycle is super important for you to eat well. That means reducing the cravings. So less salty foods and junk foods. Just scratch the junk, okay? Hot chips, especially to my teens. I know the teens that's when y'all start. That's when we start eating all the junk food, especially in America. Specifically, let's just speak to Americans or people that are American born, okay? It doesn't matter who you are, but I know in America we have the snack cabinet, and then we have the snacks shop at the school, you know? Let's avoid that, okay? Let's get used to eating more fruits and vegetables in general, but again, especially 2 weeks prior to actual bleeding phase. Nutritional foods. So let's eat more whole foods, sweet potatoes, avocados, nuts and seeds, water. You have to drink water. We need more water, babes. For everything to run properly and smoothly, you need water to keep you hydrated. That's going to help with reducing the what? Reducing the what? Pimples, the acne that you seem to be prone to prior to your cycle and during your cycle. So reducing, number one, reducing junk foods / getting our proper nutrition, okay? That's the main thing. That's going to really cure everything. If it doesn't cure everything, then it's going to really help with everything, because that's what causes all the heaviness and the clotting, the acne, all of that. That's where that stems from, okay? Number two, which you can pair with number one, is drinking more fluids and less sugars, okay? So we're reducing the sugars, drinking more natural fluids such as water, coconut water, and hot teas. Hot teas are going to be your best friend because this is where you can get your herbs and your other nutritional and medicinal supplements, rather. Your hot teas is where you're going to get your nutritional and medicinal supplements from. So for instance, some good teas to use and I suggest would be red raspberry leaf. I'm trying to see if I have some left. I just had some this morning, I believe. Okay, so raspberry leaf tea. Boom. And also hibiscus tea. I would say raspberry leaf over hibiscus, but any like red tea. And if you have someone in your community, or if you've seen someone on Instagram that sells herbal teas, ask them or research and see if they have any like womb teas. And I have one here that I'm gonna pick up for you real quick. This is super old at this point, and I don't know if it's expired, but this is a women's womb wellness tea. It has willow bark, oat straw, nettle leaf, white willow bark, and Healing Reds herbal blend. So probably like some raspberry leaf in here. So that's number 2. In addition to getting your fluids, number 3 is getting more greens in your diet, and you can do that through liquid chlorophyll, specifically, excuse me, in conjunction with number 2. If you want to do that, add liquid chlorophyll to your water. Liquid chlorophyll is going to be good for detoxifying your blood and your body. So if you experience body odor issues and anything just off with your cycle when it comes to your blood, you want it to be a brighter red opposed to a darker red at all times. That's what your blood is supposed to look like. It's not supposed to be dark or brown, especially like when you're just bleeding. Like at the end, of course, it fades out and stuff, but you want your blood to be bright. It's supposed to be bright. That means things are healthy and running smoothly. So liquid chlorophyll is going to be your best friend. Another one, sea moss. Find someone who crafts sea moss, someone that you trust. One that I would suggest is Dr. Mission. Someone suggested it to me, and I've just recently just purchased my 2nd bottle of it. I like using that in conjunction with the liquid chlorophyll, using those two, and not that I'm mixing them together, just simply like when I'm taking my sea moss and when I'm taking my chlorophyll regularly, I notice a difference in my skin, in my digestion, in my energy, in my cycle, and how I smell, both like vaginally and just my body odor in general. Like I don't have any, and I've made a video, maybe I'll insert a clip, I don't know. Underarms, body odor, right? That's what I was gonna talk about. I am a gourmand girl, so I did all the things. Took my shower, moisturized, put on my perfume, flipped my hair quickly, and then I was like, I got to work, and I forgot I didn't put on deodorant. But guess what? Guess who's not musty? She's me. I'm not musty, and I had someone smell my armpits. So the thing is, when you take liquid chlorophyll, it does wonders. It's a detoxification that happens when you are getting your chlorophyll intake, whether that's through the liquid form, a tablet. Well, I can only speak from a liquid form, but also like your actual greens, like eating your greens, juicing your greens. You want to get that chlorophyll in, and that's going to help with detoxifying your body and your blood. I was sweating from my armpits. I had to, dab a couple times because I was sweating and I was moving. And I was just like, as the day went on, I'm like, oh my God, I hope I'm not smelling. But I was not smelling. And that's been for like the last few days that I've gone on accident without using deodorant, and then would be like, oh wow, well actually I'm fine. Like I had my brother smell my armpits the other day too. I was like, you suck. Smell my armpits because they don't stink, and I forgot to put on deodorant, and the day is gone. The day is going. So yeah, to confirm, liquid chlorophyll for the win. But where I asked someone to smell my armpits, because I was like, I really don't wear deodorant that much anymore because I just don't experience body odor. Like it's heavily reduced / I don't experience it, and I have a very active job, and I asked someone at my job at the end of the day after not wearing any deodorant if I smelled fine, and I had been sweating under my armpits, and they were like, wait, what's going on here? How did you do that? Literally was the question. That was the response. So that would be my next thing. So those are my main things as far as consuming. So that was like 3 to 4 things that you should be consuming during your 2 weeks prior to your cycle, and just in general. So water, liquid chlorophyll, sea moss, red raspberry leaf or womb tea, less sugar, less to no junk. And so that'll help you. The less cravings you have, whether it's sweet or salty, if you can minimize that like to 15, all the way 15%. If you're on 100% scale, bring that down to 15%, okay? Because it's going to greatly reduce your symptoms of PMSing. Keep a journal as well of like what you experience. You should be able to track each part of your cycle. You should know each part of your cycle, how you feel, what you need. so that you can really maneuver through your life as a woman with a lot more ease of like, oh, I'm about to be irritable. I'm opening teas and I'm not supposed to be opening. I'm really irritable right now. I need to cool it, you know, whatever, or my boobs are getting tender, or my back is starting to hurt. Like for me, I experience low back pain a day prior to my cycle. I'll also have a lot of energy the day prior to my cycle. So when I know I'm like, oh, I'm going to work out, and I already work out, but like when I know like, oh, I've been kind of a little lethargic lately, and now all of a sudden I want to work out, my cycle's about to come. And of course I know it because I'm tracking the days. It's not like, oh, well, last week I had a lot of energy in my cycle. I just had my cycle last week. Like, no, we're not doing that. But that would be, find those indicators for you of, this is this phase for me. I'm a little bit more horny right now, so this is this phase for me. Or leave me alone right now, so this is this phase for me. So know your phases and what you need in those phases so that you can manage your emotions and how you respond to things and how you operate in life, and know how to talk to other people too. I think lastly, I may have to move y'all into the car so that I can record and do the things that I'm supposed to do. But lastly, I would say, or another thing I would say is, one second. All right, guys, so I gave you tips on what I would recommend you consuming, and those are big recommendations, okay? So something I wrote forever ago when I decided to do this video was, fed is best. But when I say fed is best, make sure you're feeding yourself the best as well, okay? So that doesn't mean that you have to have the top cut of steak, you know, because red meat is good for your cycle. Just getting your iron in is good for your cycle as well. So I take liquid iron, and I don't do it that much because I just kind of do it prior to my cycle. And you want to make sure that you're eating when you take that liquid iron as well. You can't just like have it on an empty stomach and then just call it a day. No, it's the same with like your supplements. You want to make sure that you're getting like a healthy fat, such as like an avocado, like sweet potatoes, things like that, like a carb and a fat. And look that up as far as like which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like a healthy fat and or a carb. So take that with your food, your supplements, as well as the liquid iron. You just want to make sure you're eating something, and again, something of substance and sustenance, you know. And yeah, because if you're not eating when you're on your cycle, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go throughout the day, and it's especially my first or second day, then you're going to pass out. You're going to pass out. And also, I say this to say, like, all these things are great recommendations, because I remember there was a few times that I literally almost passed out because I hadn't eaten / I had just stopped taking like like aspirins and stuff, specifically like Tylenol and Advil for my cramps. And I never had like terrible cramps or lower back pain, but it definitely was something that would have been like, okay, I'm hurting, so let me take an Advil. And it just became a norm. And I was like, actually, I don't want to take this anymore. I don't want to be dependent on this. And I haven't taken it till this day. I don't remember the last time I've taken a Aleve, Advil, or Tylenol, especially for cramps or lower back pain, and I'm fine now. That's because I nourish myself and I wean myself off of it. And it's the same with anything else, such as like, I need that sugar in order to exist, I need that soda in order to exist, I need that whatever it is in order to like function. No, you don't, babe. You're just addicted to it. And that's okay, but recognize those things so that you can make the proper changes. Okay, so that's that. Again, fed is best, but eat things that are nutritional, that have nutritional substance for you. Now for me and for you, dark chocolate has antioxidants in it, and it's good for women. I don't know the science, baby, but I just know it's good. And that's what I'm saying, okay? Intuitively, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I've read it somewhere. So eat that dark chocolate. Now the milk chocolate and the white chocolate, all that has just way too much sugar, just way too processed. So that's why dark chocolate is going to be better as far as like a sweet is concerned. Or you can do the fruit, or you can do like dates, you know, things like that. So those would be like my consumption tips. Now, when it comes to your actual care for your yoni or your vulva, you know, all the things when you're in your menstrual phase, specifically, I would say less tampons. Like when you have to use them, totally get it. I still use tampons here and there. There's a period when I stopped using them altogether, and I still would love to altogether, because I definitely noticed a difference in my cycle when I stopped using tampons, because they're toxic. They just are. They literally have labels on the back of the boxes that warns you of toxic shock syndrome and like all the other things. And if you're using pads and tampons that have chemicals in them and that aren't cotton based, then you're already being more prone to the chemicals and the issues that come with that. So, such as like, it could be like fibroids or UTIs or yeast infections, all these things. So you could be more prone to that if you're using toxic products, even in your like feminine washes. So like, find what works best for you. But just try to limit the use of sticking things inside of your vagina, because I mean, how is that natural anyway? You're literally plugging you're permitting the natural flow of your blood coming out of your vaginal canal. Cotton products, if you can use the cotton underwear, especially when you go to sleep, like something that you don't have to change overnight, I would highly recommend that. There's a lot of different cotton underwears that you can like reuse and wash. There's some that you just dispose of. I use the disposable ones. If you want to be a free bleeder, especially if you don't already have a heavy cycle, or on those lighter days, then just like put some heavy towels, thick towels underneath you when you go to bed, or when you're just like relaxing at home, so that you can, just naturally flow, and also just rid of having, extra stuff on you, even like underwear, because that can just be a lot, especially if you're like sweating. Like, let's create some airflow here and let things just do what they're naturally supposed to do. Get proper rest, babe. You got to get rest. Highly recommend. Wipes, make sure you're getting some wipes, so that in between you're changing, if you're using the cups, if you're using a disc, if you're using pads, especially if you're using pads, and if you're using tampons, you want to have something that you can wipe your yoni with, and like cleanse everything from, especially if you have long work days, if you're at school, like you need something that you can get a refresh in between, so that you're not feeling yucky. Okay, so get that, and maybe like some rose water, if you just, depending on what type of person you are. I don't use that personally, but like some sort of refreshing spray, and not for scent purposes, but just so you can refresh the space. But wipe should suffice. Okay, so I like using Honey Pot's wipes, because they have like the little singular wipes. You can use those. Let's see what else I have here. Heating pad. If you have cramps, I would suggest using a heating pad. I recently just tried out the Ray brand. They have some that you can dispose of, and like they look like it's like kind of like a heart shape a little bit, slash like a brassiere shape, and you put it on your lower back on top of like your underwear, or on top of like a t-shirt. It just depends on where you're putting it. Like the other day I used it for my shoulder because I have some shoulder issues going on. But anyway, girl, I had it on top of my t-shirt. So I use that on my lower belly because I'll experience cramp and discomfort there, as well as my lower back. So heating pads are very helpful if you're experiencing lower back pain or cramping. Get those, or some sort of heating pad. What else do I suggest? Also, for lower back pain, headaches as well, peppermint oil does wonders for reducing the pain, reducing headaches. So get a care if you're going to put it on your body for like the actual pain on your body, like lower back pain or cramps on your lower belly, then on your womb space, then I would get a carrier oil, something light, or it could be heavy, doesn't matter. Castor oil would be ideal here too, because castor oil already has healing benefits. But you could use like a grapeseed oil, something like that. Put a couple of drops of peppermint oil, and then rub it on your belly or your lower back, and that's going to help alleviate some pain. So again, especially if you're at work or before you're going to bed, while you're at home, use that. Also, and then if you're using it for a headache, all you have to do is like maybe a drop in your hand and just wand it over your face a little bit, or you can put it like a little 1-2 drop on your temple, something that's not too close, especially if you have like, you're just sensitive to strong smells, because peppermint oil is strong, but it's going to help with that headache. So that's a good suggestion. If you're into yoni steaming or you haven't heard of it, it's going to help with like shrinking the uterine line, or just like tightening things up, I believe. I'm going to have to like write it on the screen because I don't want to give you the wrong information, but yoni steaming for sure is good for regulating your cycles, lightening the blood, making it less heavy, just the overall health of your yoni. If you have fibroids, it might help with like, I don't know if it helps with fibroids exactly, but I feel like it does, or I feel like that's something that I've read before. But yoni steaming is excellent. It does really good, especially if you have like yeast infections, stuff like that, or body odor. Doing it regularly, such as like once a month, is recommended. Yeah, I would do that. Yoni steaming is highly recommended. You get a pot of herbs, or you get some herbs, just a little less than a handful, dang near. Put it in some boiling water, or boil you some water. Pour the boiling water over your herbs in a pot. Sit over the pot with like a towel or a dress over you, so that you're completely covered, sitting over the herbs, and let it after the water is boiled, like let it steam or like cool off for a little bit, because the hot air is, you don't want burning hot air just going up your dang coochie. That's not, no. So, but yeah, I would highly suggest those things. So I'm just rattling off things that I know that are helpful and have helped me in the past and have helped other women in the past. But these are some really good staples for you to incorporate into you caring for yourself and caring for your menstrual cycle and your cycle in general. So know your cycle, stay hydrated, eat and eat well, get some herbs incorporated into your routine. Get your rest, get some exercise. Exercise is important. Walking. It's fine to walk. Walk in a circle in the house, walk in your neighborhood, walk in place, jog in place, whatever that is. Do some jump ropes, something, every once in a while. Once a week is a good start, Make sure you're just staying clean, take your daily showers, use your wipes in between. I don't know what your routine is like, okay? It doesn't matter. But either ways, get your wipes in. Wipe things up, and those are my recommendations. So happy bleeding to you all. I hope these tips help a young teen, especially as they're growing into their womanhood and just being a lady. And I hope these tips help people that are experiencing these things and just don't know what to do. I know when we talk to our physicians and our gynecologists, and some people ain't gonna help us, especially if you're my skin color. They're not gonna help you. And going to a male gynecologist or a physician, they for sure ain't really gonna know, because they haven't experienced it. They may know just based off, the grapevine of what other women are telling them, but everything doesn't work for everybody as well. But you want to make sure that you are advocating for yourself, and that if you are experiencing things that are way out the norm, that are way too painful, whether that's painful sex, painful periods, cramps that are just like excruciating, debilitating, whether you take medicine or not, you need to go seek help. All these things that I mentioned, for whatever disclaimers that I have to give for, legal purposes, I guess. I'm not a physician. I'm not a gynecologist. I don't have any licenses for any of this stuff, but I know what has worked for me. And I've talked to other holistic practitioners, other people, and these are things that are suggested and that have worked for plenty other women. So, take care of yourself, love yourself, speak positive affirmations to yourself. I have a happy womb. My womb is happy. I'm bleeding bright blood. I take care of myself, and so my blood takes care of me. I don't know. I'm just trying to make off things because I have to go. But happy periods, y'all. I hope these things helps you all. Oh, looks like I should have been turned this way, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, y'all have a lovely day. I hope these things helped. Drop a comment. Love you.